Harlequin Intrigue and HarperAudio present Sabotage Operation by Caridad Piñeiro, performed by E.J. Lavery, and Escape the Everglades by Caridad Piñeiro, performed by Frankie Corzo. Sabotage Operation.
Chapter 1. The frantic pounding on the thick wooden door echoed through the early morning silence of the ranch house, dragging Teresa Rodriguez from the bills that had forced her awake. She rushed to the front door, her riding boots hammering against the wood floor, and jerked it open. Her stable hand, Luis, stood there, wringing his hands, wide-eyed and pale as milk. "You have to come. Frijoles is down," the young man said, turned, and raced in the direction of the stables. Teresa tore after him, fear chilling her gut. Frijoles was not only her best friend, he was also her top stallion. She'd been counting on the stud fees from breeding him to pay off the last of her debts. Without him. She sprinted across her driveway and the dew-damp grass next to the stables. Her feet skidded on the pavers surrounding the building as she rounded the corner to the stable entrance, raced to the stallion's stall, and caught sight of her trainer kneeling in the straw by her horse. The large bay's body twitched and convulsed beneath his hands. "What happened, Richard?" she asked, squatting beside him. She joined the trainer in running her hands across the horse's muscled flanks to try to calm him as he thrashed his legs, rousing the straw's grassy smell. The older man shrugged and dipped his head in the direction of her stable hand. "Luis said that Frijoles started acting up right after he began his morning feeding. When he went to check on him, the horse collapsed. That's when Luis got me. I've already called the vet. She's nearby and should be here soon." "What can we do in the meantime?" she asked, her gut twisting into a knot as the horse's muscles shuddered beneath her palm. It pained her to see her horse hurting. Richard tightened his lips and settled his hazel-eyed gaze on her. "I could give him some activated charcoal, but it could upset his gut." "Do we know what caused this?" she asked, and stroked the horse's side. His skin was slightly damp, and his powerful muscles shook violently. Choppy and irregular breathing, as if he couldn't catch his breath after a long race, had her breath trapping in her chest with fear. "Maybe something he ate," Richard said with a shrug. "Let's check his feed bucket." She looked over at the young stable hand who stood a few feet away, nervously twisting his hands. Worry and guilt were evident in his eyes, and she rose and laid a hand on his arm to calm him. "It's nothing that you did, Luis. Can you show me Frijoles' feed for this morning?" Luis nodded, walked to the corner of the stall where a large plastic feed bucket hung, and came back with it. Frijoles had only eaten part of his breakfast, and as she examined it, she noticed something unusual. Mixed in with the alfalfa, oats, and other nutrients were odd bits of green. She stuck her hand into the feed, sifted through it, and discovered larger pieces of what looked like leaves, oval-shaped and dark green. Nothing she immediately recognized, but she knew one thing. They didn't belong in the stallion's feed. She walked over with some of the leaves and held them out so the trainer could see them. Richard's eyes widened in shock. "Where did you get those?" "They were in Frijoles' feed bucket." "Looks like belladonna leaves. They're poisonous, and if I'm right, we can't wait for the vet. I'll go prep the charcoal." He leaped to his feet, raced out of the stall and toward the tack room where they kept an assortment of supplies for tending to the horses. The horse whinnied and tried to raise his head, but failed and restlessly shifted his legs against the soft straw bedding on the floor again. "Tranquilo, Frijoles. You'll be okay, por favor," she crooned, trying to calm the stallion so that he wouldn't injure himself. The screech of tires heralded the arrival of the vet, and barely a few minutes later, Dr. Miranda Ramirez raced into the stall carrying a large leather bag. "How is he?" Miranda asked, and knelt in the straw beside the horse. "He ate belladonna," Teresa said, and held out her hand to show the vet the leaves she had found in the feed. A second later, her trainer returned with a large bucket filled with the activated charcoal solution and long vinyl tubing. "Definitely belladonna. Keep him calm," Miranda said while she took a blood sample. "We'll confirm
Sample complete. Ready to continue?